Hello, everybody. So happy to be here with the amazing Caterina Rando. Let me just tell you what's going on here. Welcome first, Caterina. Welcome. So happy you're here. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm Debbie Hoffman. I am a sales and follow-up coach, and I'm also a member of the board of directors for the California Coaches Association, which is an amazing group of coaches from California who get together for all different events every month. And Caterina will be sharing in a little bit at the end about Caterina is going to be our guest speaker on Saturday. So stay tuned to find out how you can come hear her speak for an hour for free. So I'm going to introduce Caterina, and then we're just going to dive in and just have like a casual conversation. If you're on Facebook and you have any questions, I'll be going over there to see what questions you have. So please interact, comment, whatever you've got to share, and anything you need support with, okay? So Caterina Rando is a business coach extraordinaire, and she's been showing coaches how to speak and sell to gain clients for over 25 years. That is crazy. So today we're going to discuss why selling is so challenging for coaches and what you can do about it. And so welcome, Caterina. I'm so happy you're here.
Hi, Debbie. I'm blessed to be with you. And the reason why sales is so challenging for so many coaches is that, coaches, we start businesses because we want to help people, right? Health coach, life coach, style coach, relationship coach. We want to help people in this area that we've identified where people can use some support and we feel that we have value to bring. We don't usually start a business because we say, oh, I want to sell some stuff, right? But that's what we have to do, because unless you have a sales team, look in the mirror, sweetheart, it's you, okay? And that's why it's very important, by the way, Debbie, for us to get other kinds of support in our business so that we're freed up for selling. Nobody cares who made that fancy graphic or that website or who's doing your bookkeeping or your admin. What your people care about is, how can you help me?
Right.
And in order to talk to people about how we can help them, we have to be freed up from other business responsibilities, because it's not just, Debbie, as you know, it's not just about learning some sales stuff. It's really about mastering the ability to talk to people and see if we can be of service. Selling is service. If you can't sell, you can't serve. And that's why it's very important for coaches and consultants and really anyone in business to put attention on how to invite people to be our client.
Love it. You are preaching to the choir, because,
Yes, I know.
I'm so in alignment with your philosophy that selling is service. And we all know, like, when coaches, like you mentioned, all those different kinds of coaches, they are so good at what they do, but they've never been taught the sales skills, right? They've never been taught the follow-up skills. This stuff doesn't come naturally to people. You and I, it comes naturally to us, right? We can do it in our sleep. But for most people, all they want to do, like I hear so many people, you probably hear this all the time, people come to you and they say, as long as I have, if somebody's sitting down with me and we're having a discovery session or enrollment conversation, whatever they call it, my conversion's really high. When I get to speak to people, I can share what I do and enroll people. It's just getting them to that point, right? Like getting more people to sit down with you to have that conversation.
Absolutely. And as you know, there's systems and processes and I like to say standard operating procedures that help us get more conversations on our calendar. Right. One of the things, though, that I think a lot of people miss is that we want to build influence with our potential clients before we ask them to sit down with us. I actually don't recommend that people offer when you speak. Now, it's okay to offer someone a consultation or a discovery session, but when you speak, don't offer everyone in the audience a free consultation or discovery session. Instead, recognize that speaking builds influence, and a lot of other things build influence too. And we want to build influence with people before we ask them to buy from us. And I'm going to share, Debbie, super fast, the influence equation, which is visibility plus value plus consistency equals influence. Visibility plus value plus consistency. And a big mistake people make often is they meet someone, they say, hey, let's do a session. It's like, okay, and then they want to talk about their intimate stuff when they barely know you. And a lot of times you're going to get resistance or pushback because it's too, even the no fee or anything is too big of an ask when you have no influence. And this is why I encourage people to embrace the Zoom session, invite people. So you always have something to invite people to. That's an easy yes. What's an easy yes? Low time commitment, low dollar commitment. That's an easy yes. So if you say, hey, everybody, when you're networking, hey, everybody, come to my 1 hour. I just want one of my clients, fabulous gal, Tracy Root, who's involved with California Coaches. I just went to her 1 hour Zoom event on how to be bold. It was fabulous. And it's an easy ask when people don't know you yet. And then, of course, from there, you invite them to have a conversation. You invite them to come to a group or something else. The thing to recognize is people meet you, they like you, but they don't know that you're awesome and you have massive value yet. That we want to have a way to do a lot of massive value sharing with lots of people at the same time. And then guess what? And I know you know this too, Debbie, you get to choose which smiles on the screen do you like that you would actually want to be your client. You know, there's a lot of similarities, I'm sure, but everyone recognizes between dating and sales, right? And having a business. You know, not every Tom, Dick, and Harry, Mary Jane, or Sheila is for you. And that's why this also helps to have you see who you want to work with.
I love that. That is so brilliant. So you're talking about like somebody doing a master class or even like a free coaching call. I've been doing free coaching calls before my launches, as part of my launches, where people come on and I just coach them. They get to come into my world and see what it's like receiving support from me. So they get to know me, the credibility goes up. So those kinds of things you're referring to?
Something that you get to share your massive value.
Yeah.
Yes, not like a networking or, you know, I used to do virtual tea parties, which I love because I love to have afternoon tea. And it was nice for girlfriend chats,
right?
But I wasn't able to share my massive value. So that's why we want to make sure that we have ways to share our massive value. And let's tell everybody, Debbie, the shortest distance between wherever you are in your business and a full client base is speaking, networking, and referrals. Exactly. Social media is even going to be number 4 because it's a slower path to cash. But when somebody is referred to you, do you say, hey, you want to be my client? No, you don't. You want to build some influence with them first. And you can do that with clubhouse rooms. You can do that with, I like virtual Zoom things so that you can see everyone on the screen. These are very helpful. If you want to send people videos, that's going to be a slower path. You can still share value, but it's not interactive. People often miss that the people that are with you, it's our job to have them feel seen and heard and valued and welcomed and included, not just that they get information from us.
Oh my God, we're just such kindred spirits. I love everything you're saying. It's just really beautiful. So in your 25 years, Caterina, what would you say is like the biggest challenge you see people have with filling their coaching practice?
One thing is that they're trying to do everything. And people say, well, you know, yeah, but I don't have money to have a virtual assistant or this or that. I say, okay, sweetheart, how many people did you ask to be your client this week? And usually the answer is 1 or 2. The thing that we want to recognize is that not everyone, even if they like us, even if they vibe with us, even if they're very interested in whatever area we're focusing on, not everyone is an Insta client. And that we want to, and this is where the follow-up comes in, Debbie, which is your wheelhouse, right? It's not just Insta. And sometimes people are only looking for the Insta.
Right.
And that's a big mistake, only looking for the Insta clients. And related to this, what I would say is one of the biggest challenges is we really like someone, they like us, oh yeah, I would love to work with you. And then they say, okay, yes, let's get started. And then they don't show up for the get started call and you didn't get any payment. And now you're depresso. Managing our disappointment is a very important part of thriving with sales and thriving in our businesses, because there are going to be, Debbie, as you know, disappointment du jour. There's going to be disappointment du jour. You're so excited to talk to this person and they say, oh yeah, I'll call you at 2, and you confirm and now they're not there, right? Or they say they're going to move forward and they don't, or they move forward and then they change their mind the next day. All of these things can deflate us unless we have attention on managing our disappointment. And how do we do that? Well, guess what? Come to the class, you'll learn some things, but just to say, first thing is to remind ourselves that we have massive value to bring and that there is a lifetime supply of people to serve. And that just because someone's not ready to move forward today doesn't mean that they won't, which is where the importance of the follow-up strategies and consistency and engagement is so important. Keeping our potential clients engaged so that when they're ready to move forward, they will. Because sometimes people need to get used to the idea. They've never hired a health coach or a relationship coach or a style coach, and they like what we have, whoever they're considering working with, but they're just not there yet. And part of what happens is they're watching. Debbie, they're watching to see how are your clients doing. I just talked to a lady the other day. She said, well, Caterina, I've been watching these people that are working with you, and I'm not sure, how they're working with you, but I want to talk to you because they're getting great results. Sometimes people are checking you out before they're even going to talk with you.
Definitely. Great point. So what can coaches do to, enroll some clients like more quickly?
Okay.
What do you recommend?
Great. Okay. Because guess what? We all want some more clients quickly, right? And here's one thing. Some of us have, and everyone who's listening, I'd like you to pay attention to this. Do you have a belief that your growth is incremental? Because that might be a limiting belief. When I say that, it's like, oh, I get a client, then I get another client, they get another client. What if you could get 10 clients in an afternoon, 20 clients, 30 clients? And that's where having a consistent Zoom thing comes in, or consistently speaking, because that will help with this quantum growth rather than incremental growth.
Love that.
And then you want to look at, excuse me, do you need some sales support? This is also another thing, or support anywhere so that you're more freed up for sales. Because if you're talking to 5 people this week, unless you're amazing and have a cento per cento, that's 100% in Italian close ratio, you're not going to get 5 new clients this week. But if you want 5 new clients this week, how much time have you set aside to talk to people? How many reach outs have you done? And of course, a reach out is what you do to get calls on your calendar. And to look at the number side and then be willing to do the reach outs or have support with someone else getting appointments on your calendar so that you're talking to a lot of people. Because the goal here, Debbie, as you know, is not just to learn some sales stuff, it's to master it. And how do we do that? By talking to people over and over and over. And one guiding principle I like to give everyone is do what works even when it's not working. Do what works even when it's not working. So what I mean by that is if you talk to 10 people this week and you didn't get a client, that doesn't mean you shouldn't be talking to anybody else next week. It means keep doing it next week. And it might take 2 weeks or 3 weeks or 4 weeks, but guess what? All of that time, you're getting better and better at having conversations. And then you will have 1 week where everybody wants to get started with you. And you'd be like, what happened? Well, all of that work was consistent, and now you are reaping the rewards.
I love everything that you're sharing. So I know that you are going to be like the guest speaker
Yeah.
on Saturday for California coaches.
Yeah.
And please share a little bit about what you're going to be talking about. And then I will put the link below. And I'll also share it so that everybody can see it.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about all of this, more about what you can do to have a consistent coaching practice, however you want it to be, one-on-one, groups. I'm also very big on retreats. I host retreats for women in business. Whatever you want your coaching practice to look like, our goal on Saturday is to support you in filling your practice with ease. And even if you've been in business for 20 years, 30 years, 5 years, 2 years, whatever it is, I promise you will come away with some massive value to support you in your selling and your business overall, because we'll have some guiding principles as well for your whole business.
I love it, love it, love it. So I'm going to post the link wherever you're watching this. The link will be there. The event is free for guests, which is so cool. It will go from 10 to 12 p.m. Pacific. I'm actually going to be, after Caterina's training, I'm going to be doing 15 minutes of sharing a little bit about, I'm not sure exactly what yet is going to happen during that time, because this is the first time I'm doing it, but you'll have some interaction, and we'll be talking about follow-up. And then you'll have a couple of breakout rooms to get into groups for about 30 minutes and connect with other people who are there. So that will be really fabulous, and to be able to network. So it's open to the public. You do not need to be a member of California Coaches to attend. It'll give you a great idea of the kind of resources and events that California Coaches offers. And I'm just really blessed to be on the board and to be making a difference with the organization and to helping it grow. So I'd love to see you all there. Caterina, thank you so much for coming.
My pleasure, my privilege.
So appreciate you being here, and we'll see you all hopefully on Saturday. All righty, bye for now.